Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is more of an informative slash real deal how-to video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a fresh install of Windows 10. Now the reasons you may want to do that are maybe your computer isn't running as well, you really just want to install fresh Windows, or in my case this laptop is not running the version of Windows that I need. It is running Windows 10 Home. I need to install Windows 10 Enterprise so I can join it to a domain. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do that, how to install Windows 10, and how to get it going, because when you install Windows 10 it doesn't always pick up the drivers. So right now, just for reference, we can go to the device manager and I'll give you a close-up in a second. But we can see here that everything is installed. No yellow triangles, nothing isn't working. Everything is as the manufacturer intended. So again, today we're just going to be doing that Windows 10 install. I'm going to be using a USB 3.0 stick that I've made that has a Windows 10 installation media. I'll make a separate video and showing you guys how to load that on there. It's very easy, but let's go ahead and just dive right into this. So I'm using a USB 3.0 stick because it's going to make this install a lot faster. I'm going to try to cut as little as possible from this just so you guys can see everything. So if your flash drive doesn't pop up right away, you can always go to the File Explorer or hit Windows and E. Quick little shortcut to bring that up. Now, in my case, I have a few things on this flash drive, but the one that we care about is the Windows setup. Go ahead and hit yes. And we can close this now. And now Windows is preparing. While it's doing that, let me get a better camera angle for you guys. Be right back. Okay, so now that the installer has loaded, it wants us to get important updates. Now in my experience that takes a long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit not now. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and accept the notes and license terms. I'm going to choose to keep nothing, to get the most bare bones install of Windows 10. Now this is the 1703 update installer. As far as I know, this is the newest installer out. And again, I'll show you how to make some install media in a later video. So now it says it's making sure you're ready to install. Please wait. Now depending on your computer, this can take a few minutes. This one should take no more than a minute or two. It's really just thinking about what it needs to do. It's not doing anything terribly important right now. Feel free to fast forward. I'm gonna try to not cut this just so you guys can see about how long this takes. I might cut a little bit out if this seems to take too long, but again, I'm gonna try to cut as little as possible from this. So now it says making sure your PC has enough space, and as you can see, I've chosen to install Windows 10 Enterprise and keep nothing. So go ahead and hit install, and now this should not take too long. This should load up just fine. 3, 4, 5%. It's already going through pretty quickly. Now I'm doing this on a laptop, so you will want to make sure you have this plugged into power. You really don't want this to die out during the install process. It's just a nightmare. You're gonna have to start all over. And for desktops, obviously you have it plugged into constant power, so this doesn't apply to you. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump to the next part here after this downloads all the files from the flash drive to the computer, all the install files, and I'll come back once it's on the next step. Okay, so the computer just restarted. It finished downloading all the files, and it's restarting now, and it says installing Windows 1%. Do not turn off your PC. This will take a while. Your PC will restart several times, and it may or may not. It may restart once or twice, but in my experience it generally restarts about 3 to 4 times depending on your machine. Now this is probably the part that's going to take the longest depending on the specs of your computer. This has a 128 gigabyte SSD, so I suspect that this will go by fairly quickly. In just about 30 seconds here, it's already at 5, almost 6%. And again, it really just depends on what type of hard drive you're installing this to. If you're installing this on a traditional spinner drive, whether it be 5400 RPM or 7200 RPM, this will take a while. So I'll be back when it's almost done here. It just restarted for the second time, and it was at about 75%. So we'll see how far it is when it boots back up. So it's still at 75, but it's moving pretty quick. So hopefully we can get this done fairly quickly here. And it looks like it may be done unless it's going to restart again. And we're done. At this point, you can remove your flash drive. Put it away, and we may or may not have audio because at this part Cortana is usually talking, so this means that we probably don't have an audio driver that Windows was able to find. That's not a problem. So we're just gonna go through and hit United States for the keyboard layout. Skip a second keyboard layout, and it's going to want to connect us to the network, and I'll be right back. To set up the account, I'm just going to do admin just to make it easy. No password. And I'm going to hit no for Cortana. Hit accept just to get through here. And it says we need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours. So here is the account creation process, and it's going to go through and set the default apps. And I'll just cut to when it's on the Windows screen. Okay, so now we're in Windows, and let's go down here, and you're going to right click and hit Device Manager, and I'm willing to bet that there are a lot of yellow triangles here. So those yellow triangles means that Windows wasn't able to find a driver for the device. So I'm going to show you guys how to find those drivers. So it's really easy. All you do is open up a web browser, you go to Google, and you start typing in the model number of your laptop. So ASUS GL 702 VM, and then drivers. In my case, this will be different depending on your vendor. So usually it's the first link or two, and here it shows us the laptop. The web page is showing up a little weird right now, but here on ASUS's website it's telling me to choose the model number. There it is. And the OS is Windows 10 64-bit, the only option here. And just based off of what the device manager was saying, I'm willing to bet that the chipset isn't up to date. So let's go to chipset, download the update. open it. And here's the setup chipset application. We're going to extract all. It is a zip file. And now we're going to run it. It's taking a little bit to load up, so what I'm going to do while that loads is, okay, the one quick and easy way to tell if it found your touchpad drivers is if you're able to scroll and do the right click with 2 fingers, with tapping 2 fingers. Okay, so it looks like it might just need the chipset drivers. It may have pulled the audio drivers, but for whatever reason wasn't showing audio when we were going through the setup. Let me take one more look here. It's just a bunch of PCI interfaces and unknown devices. So again, I'm guessing that it's going to be the chipset. And why isn't this running? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so now the prompt came up for the chipset software. I'm gonna hit next, accept, install, yes. It's gonna go through, and it's normal for the screen to do this. What it's doing is it's installing the drivers, and you might see your screen resolution change a little bit. It might get better, and let's see what Device Manager says. Would you look at that? It found everything. So I was right, it did need the chipset, and it pulled the graphics card, and we have audio now, and it wants us to restart. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hit restart later. I'm going to show you a quick website, a cool little website. It's called Ninite, N-I-N-I-T-E, and this, it lets you install apps all at one time. So I'm going to hit Chrome, Java, Silverlight, and that's pretty much it. I'm just going to do Notepad++ just to show you guys. You want to hit Get Your Ninite. So this is in the Windows Edge browser, so I'm going to hit Run. And what it's doing, you want to accept the user account control prompt. And I'll close Edge. And what it's doing here is it's downloading all of the apps for you, so you don't have to go out and search for all the apps, and it will install them using all the defaults. It won't install any toolbars or anything like that. It's just the bare bones installations of those products that you're looking for anyway. I find this to be very helpful instead of having to go to multiple different websites. Now they probably won't have every piece of software that you're looking for, but they do have quite a bit. So I'm going to let this install. Again, I'm installing Chrome, Silverlight, Java, and in this case it's also going to install the Java 64-bit version and Notepad++. So I'll be right back when this is done and restart it. Alright guys, so this thing is restarting now, and it should just log us right in here. And we're all done. Let's just check Device Manager one more time just so we can verify. And as you can see, everything has been picked up. All the drivers are installed, and this thing is ready to go. Now, one quick little thing that I will show you, and not a lot of people know or care how to do this, but for me, since I'm going to be joining this to a domain, this next step is pretty helpful. So what you want to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable the built-in administrator account. So to do that, you just type in command prompt in the search, right click and run as administrator. Very important. and the command you're going to run is net space user administrator / active : yes, and the command completed successfully. I'll show you a little close up there. And then what you want to do is go to the control panel. Go to the control panel, head over to user accounts, again, and you're going to want to head over to manage another account, and you're going to change the password for this. So let me set that password really fast. And that's it. Alright guys, so this has been a how-to video on how to install Windows 10 from scratch and install the drivers if Windows didn't pick it up. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Till next time.